All right, hey everyone, it's Rex Hurst. I'm the author of What Hell May Come, a recent novel put out by a horror novel put out by Crystal Lake Publishing, and we're going to do unboxing a group of fantasy comics that I bought randomly off of my comic shop since they are thrown away at this. I don't know what is in here, but we're going to find out. I love doing these. I feel like a kid again. I feel like a kid at Christmas again looking through this stuff. All right, good, perfect, exactly what I need. Throw it around the house, let the wife take care of it. All right, now here we got a whole bunch of comics. I ordered some other stuff for myself. And I kept that separate. They must have just had those bags ready to go. Drop them in. What did I pick up here? I threw these on just as extra random thing to do. So I ordered Mrs. Tree 3D Crime back when 3D when 3D comics briefly made a comeback in the late 80s and 90s. And the last issue of Scout that I needed. Now I have the complete series. The first volume of that. Then there was Warsham they did afterwards. But now I got all that. And a Warren magazine, Goblin, which lasted like 2 issues. But you're not going to find it collected like they're doing Vampirella and Creepy and all that, so I just bought it on my own. Now, let's take a look here. Fantasy. Now, fantasy comics usually are terrible, actually. They're usually just the same thing over and over again. Some barbarian type in a land cutting people's heads off. And, can never do it better than the savage sort of Conan. But there were a few exceptions here and there. ElfQuest I always liked. Now let's take a look at what else we have. Battle Chasers. This actually sounds kind of familiar. The adventure begins. Don't like the art much. Don't like the art. Looks terrible. Looks boring. Yeah. Alright. Mythography. Now this actually looks like ElfQuest. Like Ember from ElfQuest. Maybe it's just done that way on purpose. Oh, it is ElfQuest. Small World. Okay. And then we have the Chronicles. Okay, so this is a anthology comic. Just put out an ancient myth, Angus and the Swan Maiden. Ancient myths. So art. Now it's really standing out there. Some of it looks interesting, some of it looks good. Others, not so much. So that's kind of a mixed bag. And what do we got? We got Black Road, number 8 by, who is this? The Future of... What is this? Oh, this is Image. It's 25. God, I'm really out of it. Oh, this is Brian Wood. Oh, this must be, what is it, Northlanders? Is this Northlanders? I don't think so. Oh, damn, I'm so out of it. It's the problem. So few new good comics are put out there. That are totally dropped out of the scene. I mean, well, it's worse now than it used to be. Now it's by Brian Wood, and he's always got something interesting to say in his stuff, so I'll definitely look forward to that. And we got Green Valley. Color's good. Art's, well, the color... decent. Yeah. The color is really brought it up. Okay, so we got science fantasy. Looks like it could be something. Definitely take a look. Oh, another Green Valley. Might be something. Don't know anything about it. Cyber whoever's putting that out. Okay, we have Spawn the Dark Ages. We got a couple of these things of Spawn the Dark Ages. It's never in the Spawn. I liked it when it first came out. I read the first couple of issues. It seemed a little bit different. I was never big into McFarlane's art anyway. But he finances a lot. And I always thought other people took his ideas and went with it. Much better. That was the 90s. Back when comics really did take a downhill turn, they just throw more guys with muscles in there and more people beating each other up and it'll be fine. This looks good, though. I love this art. I don't remember the backstory. It's like a demon who's possessed him over time, and there's more than one spawn over time. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. Yeah, that's good. Almost looks like Bisley. Probably is, actually. Yeah, oh, Simon Davis. That kind of looks like Bisley's art there. Sort of. But, well, yeah. Good. I like that. Definitely enjoy. The Trilogy Tour. It's a nice thick one. We got another anthology, it looks like. That's not a bad thing. The art's, if it's really bad in one, it might probably pick up in another. Certainly different. You got Usagi Yojimbo there. A little story from that. Which I was never big into either. And it looks like a little story from Bone. None of those I read. I always meant to, but I never got around to it. And supposedly it's great. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. Top Cow. Another one I never really got into because it was all terrible. It always looked terrible. Every time I saw a Top Cow comic, I said, wow, this looks bad. I don't know. I mean, it never looked like you got enough for your money. Right? How much is this? Probably like, what, $5? Yeah, $3 or $4, and it always looked pretty thin for $3 or $4. And I said, wait for them to put it into a paperback, right? A trade paperback or a graphic novel, and then wait 6 months later. You can probably pick it up for that amount off of Amazon. This isn't too bad. Again, the computer-generated stuff doesn't look too great either, but it's not too bad. A little stiff, a little awkward. Not the greatest, but not the worst either. Alright, what do we got here? Crossover event you've been waiting for. Well, I haven't been waiting for it. But someone, I'm sure, has been waiting for it. Which is Revelations. And this is, what? Part 3. Well, too bad it's not part 1. Then we could really make some money off of it. Alright, art, generic. Decent, but I've seen it before. Nothing really grabs me. Yeah, a lot of the characters are just standing around talking, not actually doing much. Not a whole lot of action. That doesn't seem to be ripped off from someone else's style. Look at this, see? I mean, how many times have we seen this pose somewhere? I mean, come on! But it's okay. Well, I can't just say it. That's another problem with reading so many comics. You get cynical. You see, look, he ripped off his own style yet again. It's the same thing, just further away. Look at it. No! Yes, I'm turning it over. Lions and Tigers and Bears, Volume 2. Another Image. These are all Image. They just take all the stuff from Image. I was expecting a couple of the older back issue ones. Cartoony, sort of Bigfooty. Well, no, the funny animal ones. Depends on the story. I don't mind a funny animal story in a style like this as long as it matches the tone of the story. There's a lot of times there's too many of them. They're doing a serious story, yet they do all their art like this, like it's a cartoon, like it's not supposed, it's for kids. And yet they want to tell a serious story. I just can't take it. I mean, the art has to match the tone of the comic. Otherwise, I'm like, you're just wasting your time here. I'm wasting mine. See, it may or may not be here. Just give that to my nieces and nephews, see if they like that one. Doesn't look too bad, but again, look at the art. Xena Warrior Princess. So many of my friends in the 90s used to pleasure themselves to this show, which was terrible in my opinion. I never enjoyed it myself, but what are you going to do? All right, if you like Xena Warrior Princess, this might be something. Styles well done to the thing. Who knows? But so many of these, when they're brought into the comics, the people who do it, who's doing this? It's work for hire. They don't really give a damn. They're just saying, okay, we'll shuffle something out. And John Wagner. Okay. Oh, look. And that was by Dark Horse. This is by Topps Comics. Xena Warrior Princess at the original Olympics. Part 2. So that might be something. The art's worse than this. No, not worse, just different. Definitely more work for hire. You could say they're doing it to, get paid and move through it rather than something to put on their resume. Something to be proud of later on. Yes, I was the artist on Xena Warrior Princess at the original Olympics Part 2. But hey, work is work, right? This is what I wanted, the really indie stuff. Something no one's ever heard of since, All right, in 1987, RAK Graphics, Thunder Mace, number 4. This is interesting, because this is where the true heart lies, right? And RAK Graphics, okay, subscription form, they had Busengar and Dark Lord, the Survival, and Thunder Mace, Sword and Sorcery Action. Wow. Yeah, someone put some love into this. Too bad they typed it up. Now, when they type it up like this on a machine, it never really meshes, or like in the old days, it never meshes well with the art. But you can see the guy's got talent, but it hasn't broken through. He hasn't gone above. It's still the amateur phase. He could tip over, or he could not, depending on how much he wants to push himself. But this person obviously really enjoys it. I put it out, so definitely it's worth a look. And it looks like most of it's done in a sort of Prince Valiant style, with narration going along with the pictures. Yeah, this one I'm going to really look for. This is the one I really want here. Good. All right, Image 1. Dark Horse Comics, Conan the Barbarian, Queen of the Black Coast. It's by Brian Wood again, and Dave Stewart, and so on, which is okay. Usually good. Doesn't look much like Conan to me. Of course, then what are you gonna do? I don't know about this thing. It's supposed to be a younger Conan. Is it interesting? I don't know. No one ever writes Conan the way that Robert E. Howard did. No one did. So, everyone's take on it. They always try to make him more of a hero when he was not much of a hero. He's an anti-hero, if anything. And then, there we go. Some old Marvel Conan the Barbarians. This is more what I'm used to. Your sword will be useless against me, barbarian, when my magic has turned you to stone. The Sorceress of the Swamp, number 82. See? Look at that. Look at this. Conan, $3.50. And you don't get as much. 35 cents. And here it is. About 50 issues later, 60 cents. And we are all like, oh. We all swore we'd never buy it again if they went over $1. Oh, yeah, look at this, yeah. Good fashion, old fashioned. Oh, Daisy, BB guns. Oh, the Spider-Man game from Parker Brothers. Video game, God. We were playing that. And I remember always getting beaten up by it. Those old games always sucked with me. There we go. Great stuff. Some Lego things. And what's for this? Talking Petty Prayer Doll. Kneels and says her bedtime prayer. I've never seen this before. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's pretty neat. Good old-fashioned Marvel. I'm getting way back into the 80s Marvel stuff. Oh, it looks like a lot of this stuff is there. Okay, another Conan. $2.50. I thought wow, $2.50. From 1991. I thought Conan had stopped. They'd stopped it in the mid-80s. I guess they kept going, you know. I know it must have been Savage Sword of Conan they stopped, not Conan the Barbarian. God, look at this. Just the difference. Now it's $1.50 and issue 250. Still the same style. He's in an alleyway with people getting drunk and he's beating them up and he's running around. And Gloob. And Gloob. How many of these are going to be Conan? And all that. And all that. And it looks the same to God. It's not even the good Conan. The good Conan was the Savage Sword, because at least you could be sure about a decapitation per issue. But it's still fun. I'm cutting off, and that's good. And another Conan. How many Conans we got here? God almighty. Wow. There we go. Conan 224. Blinded by the elixir of darkness. 225. 203. All right. I'm going to read him because I bought him, but I won't enjoy him as much. I remember this one. The original Castlevania. Konami. The Goonies 2. Wow. House of Shades. Who's writing this stuff then? James Owsley. Oh, man, I got the DC. Finally, I was hoping for some DC stuff, some Aryan Lord of Atlantis, which in a sense was just a ripoff of Kull. They couldn't get the rights to it because Marvel Comics had the rights to Conan, so they just did King Kull and they called it Aryan. I was hoping for some old back issues of the Warlord, too, some of those James Grell stuff. Well, this looks neat. Yeah, I like this art. Who's this guy? Okay, all right. I know they originally he started off just like a King Kull clone. Oh, this is number 1. He started off in another issue though, in another series, and then they really did something different. They made him into his own person. This is pretty cosmic and magical and so forth. All right. That looks decent. Okay. And then Arak. Who's that? Son of Stone in the belly of Baphomet. Number 23. Yes. Arak, Son of Thunder, not Son of Stone. This is Roy Thomas, which always usually is a serviceable story. Not the best story. It's a serviceable one. And I don't remember too much about him. It just looks like he was just, he was a Native American sent back in time, and he ran around beating people up. And apparently everyone in the back in ancient history was white, and this red man shows up and basically is the Conan equivalent, and he kicks the hell out of them all. That's the Mohawk. I think that was it. I can't remember. Or it's one of those 1-3s from our regular timing again. And Arak, Son of Thunder, number 24. Novel length, spectacular. That's decent. The guy's drawing looks kind of like an old Bill Murray there. Another Sword and Sorcery. Ah, here we go. This is not the Warlord I wanted. Those is not. Oh, it is Mike Grell. Okay, it must be Mike Grell later on after the original series ended. He had sort of a second coming back in the late 90s where they picked back up with John, the freelancer, John Sable, freelancer, and then some of this. Art's not too good. Who's this? Damon Willich and yeah, art's okay. Kind of off there. Yeah, that looks terrible. God. Look at that. Look at that perspective. God. It's god awful. I think he took some actual photographs of people up close. There we go. So the Warlord, and of course the Warlord story is he was a test pilot for American for in modern times, and he managed to go back in time somehow. I think he showed up in when Grell was doing his run on this classic run now, the one they're constantly using for Green Arrow, the redefined Green Arrow. All right, let me just flip this over there. Oh, another 20 Dark Horse, and 20 years. God, I remember when Dark Horse was the weak sister, and then they put out that one comic that totally turned them around. And I don't mean Hellboy. They put out Aliens versus Predator, and that was a massive hit, and they did it for that company. They just went up and up and up, and then of course now they might as well just they renamed their company Hellboy. Or MLJ turned their name into Archie Comics. So I think that's pretty much all they're putting out nowadays is Hellboy. At least that's all their new stuff. Like the art though, like the coloring, interesting. I was hoping for less Conan though. I wanted more obscure stuff. Got ElfQuest New Blood, some ElfQuest. Good, finally. Not good ElfQuest, though. I actually own these issues. I was fanatical about it, but yeah, God. If you know ElfQuest and you know his style, you know just how bad this is. Oh, my goodness. My ElfQuest standards, this is god-awful. I mean, ElfQuest usually has a high standard of done, and this is just, oof. I think it's probably been what do you call it? I think they put out those the complete ElfQuest. They excised a lot of the old stuff from their comic book series. So I think this is one of the excised ones that doesn't officially. It's not part of the official canon because it looks so terrible. And this is another one too. They tried it, but they always made the eyes too. I remember this art. She always made the eyes too damn big. Yeah, Wendy Penny, the way I always make the faces look like real. And somehow they couldn't. This one couldn't get the perspective. But ElfQuest is fun. Complete ElfQuest is finally out there, and they wrapped up the series finally. And what do we got? Red Sonja, she-devil with a sword. Much better than the movie. Way better than the movie. All right, number 4. Who's this? Again, but it looks exactly like any Conan movie thing, right? Tom DeFalco. It looks just like any Conan one. All right, and John Carter, Warlord of Mars. We might as well just read the books. Nothing beats those. Those are fun. Again, these all look the same. Yeah, that's what I was afraid. I was looking for something different. I got one comic that I'm really interested in. The rest are just like, good thing I didn't pay more than $10 for this pile of, 30 comics? Still fun, though. Still fun and interesting. Well, there you go. Hope you enjoy. And don't forget to buy What Hell May Come on Amazon. Right there. My copy is missing, so here you go. What Hell May Come. It's a great horror story about the Satanic Panic set in the 1980s. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Have fun.